All right. Just one sec. Gotta throw on my headphones here. I only barely just got all of my various resources opened. And that should work. Okay. It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Okay, I think we've got everything in place. Just a little bit of checks here while I make sure that everything is set. Okay, we have the wheel good to go. We can make that a little bit bigger for when we need that. And close that. And we're actually going to put down some names right away for the order that people commented after I actually just opened up the stream. So Mystic was first, followed by Cole, followed by Aubrey, and followed by Noob. Okay. All right. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Coil Quick Card, and welcome back to the third game in my Pokemon Generation 1 through 4 Remake Nuzlocke Out Marathon. Last time we beat Soul Silver. We've previously beaten Fire Red. We have locked out an absolutely ridiculous number of Pokemon. Yes, Noob, we actually did win the last one. Our beloved Quagsire was not only the only reason we beat the Elite Four, but we basically omni-boosted it and steamrolled Red's entire team. It was beautiful. So, with each game that we add in the marathon, we add new restrictions. So the new restriction for Alpha Sapphire is that our maximum party size is going to be 5, not 6. Which is probably going to be fine, I'm sure. Let me just get... There we go. My Pokemon Hex Editor open so we can make sure that we can get our rare candies once we get started. Looks like audio is coming through. Why is Cole first to name? Mystic is first to name. Mystic was the first person to comment after I actually went live and started the countdown. Alright, so anyway, yes, this is a Nuzlocke for Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Our goal is going to be to get up through and beat the Elite Four in the Champion. Any Pokemon families, any Pokemon lines that have previously been used in our successful Nuzlockes of Fire Red and Soul Silver are locked out and cannot be used for this marathon, or, well, for this game. A complete list of every single Pokemon that is currently locked out is available in the description of this video. I make sure to update it each stream. It also contains the list of all the other rules that we will be following. Any naturally occurring shinies are an exception to all rules, with the exception of guaranteed shinies. So the red Gyarados didn't count. And, yeah, maximum party size is going to be 5. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, I have not tested this thoroughly, and I'm using a new 3DS emulator. So, a little nervous. I cannot actually guarantee the efficacy of everything we're going to be seeing. We're going to move the next to name over here. Why is the max party size 5? Because I'm adding new restrictions the further I go through the marathon. Okay, yeah, I was kind of worried. It's going to get a little choppy. Sometimes 3DS emulation gets a bit, iffy. It's going to be kind of jank. Just do an Iron Kaizomon. I have no interest in that. Iron Kaizomons are just, like, not fun. Alright, so yeah, we're just gonna have to accept that it's gonna be a little jank at times, but I think it'll work. Try it, it's super fun. Not for me. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be really jank. Alpha Sapphire was not rated particularly highly in the quality of its emulation, but I'm sure that outside of like the cutscene stuff will probably be fine. We're going to find out very quickly if this is just not going to work once we start getting into battle scenes. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be rough. But, if anything, I think it sort of proves it. You know, it's gonna be better because it's gonna be terrible. Probably. Or if it's truly unplayable, yes, I will spin the wheel for the starters. If it turns out to truly just be like absolute garbage, like if just like all battle scenes and stuff are just so broken and laggy that it's just not practical to do Alpha Sapphire through emulation, we'll just move on and we'll just do Brilliant Diamond instead. Alright, chat, this is important. Am I a boy or am I a girl? This is really important. We have to get this question right. Noob says I'm a boy. Aubrey says I'm a grill. Mystic also says I'm a grill. Well, there is no grill option, so we'll go with the only valid option suggested, which was boy. And I mean, I guess technically this is a chance to name something. Mystic, you get first name. What is the name of our character? And while we wait for that, how is the audio? Is it all working good? Thinking. That's a pretty good name. Oh god. Okay, alright. Lesson learned. Do not try to mouse on the touchscreen. It is not calibrated for that. I was literally trying to spell thinking, and it didn't get a single letter right. Okay, so, touchscreen's gonna be jank as hell. You know, I'm starting to see why probably I don't see people, play Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby very much online. Mystic, do you have another name, or are we just going with thinking? Nino. Okay. Nino. I can probably make it work. Nope, I can't. Oh well, we're going with this. The N with the accent mark is a Spanish letter. It basically creates the sound nya, nya, like an NY. Alright, we are Nino. Yes. And Mystic, you are moved to the bottom of the name list. So that means, Cole, you will actually get to name the starter. Yes, I am that Nino. So, most Pokemon games I have actually done multiple playthroughs of. Simply to, you know, collect things that are one-offs or just for the hell of it. Almost every Pokemon game I've done at least 3 playthroughs of. Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby are actually unique in that I only did 1 playthrough ever of Omega Ruby. And the reason was that shortly after I finished the Delta episode, that is when my 3DS broke. And I was never able to manage to acquire another one for the rest of Gen 6 and through Gen 7. So this is actually probably the mainline Pokemon game that I know the least. I actually got a 3DS when they first came out, back when they were like $300 or something. They very, very quickly dropped in price. They were at $250 like within 2 months or less. So I was one of those early adopters, and for those very early adopters, just pick Mudkip. No, we're using the wheel. We live and die by the wheel. But as one of those early adopters, they actually gave all of us vote. No, we're using the wheel. They actually gave all of us early adopters permanent free access to a number of GBA titles. Kind of as compensation for the fact that we all overpaid for the system. Why? Because I am using the wheel. It's really that simple. I don't know how I can clarify it more. So anyway, the 3DS and the DS actually were kind of some of the things that really helped to keep me sane during my long years on probation. If I hadn't have had those sort of things available to me, I would have completely gone insane during those years. I mean, even more insane than I did. Alright. Pretty sure I'm supposed to have full motion movement. I could be wrong about that. Is it really just locked to the 8-way? 8-way's fine. I just know that X and Y had full. It could just be an issue of controller calibration, honestly. I have never used this emulator before. Hey, Yes, I know. Let me through. Okay. How am I already lost? Yeah, Professor is out doing field work. Guy won't let me walk through. Yeah, this is a sad start. There you go. Okay, you're gonna give me the quest. So, like I said, this really is the one of the Pokemon game I probably know the least well out of all the ones I've played. So, there's going to be some weirdness, but I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna be honest. I think May might have been my least favorite of Ash's companions. Like, even below Iris. Also, I fear Iris because she basically had an Axew living in her hair, and Axew are about 40 pounds, so... Humans in the Pokemon world can kind of be terrifyingly strong, if you actually pay attention to their feats. And they regularly survive Pokemon moves as well. They are very clearly capable of physical feats and resilience that normal humans in our world are not. Yeah, every cutscene is going to get a little bit janky, but I don't think it'll break. And if it does, it'll be hilarious. Okay. It is time for the wheel. We are going to figure out what starter we get. May the fates be kind! It looks like we are getting a Mudkip. Okay, I am very, very happy having a Mudkip. Cole, you get to name the Mudkip. Okay, here's the real question. How smooth do the battles work with this emulator? Name Mudkip Lux? Okay. Alright, this entire experience is basically going to live or die by how good or bad the emulation handles the battle scenes. We are definitely sticking with this for today. For the whole stream. The next, probably close to 3-ish hours. If it becomes clear by the end of those 3 hours that it is simply not going to be practical to do Alpha Sapphire just due to abysmal performance, then we're just gonna do Brilliant Diamond next week instead. I will not subject everybody to, truly unwatchable experience. If its nature's bad, it's gonna be just... It truly doesn't matter that much for a casual playthrough. But based on previous luck, we are definitely getting a bad nature. Is the audio level okay for everybody? Yes. Okay, let's go. Da 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 da. Yes, we do need a nickname. It is Lux. Okay. There we go. Aubrey, you are next on the naming. And Cole, you are down to the bottom of the list. Due to people's strong opinions on it last time, we will not start the Nuzlocke rules until we have access to Pokeballs. However, do keep in mind, a lot of Pokemon are already locked out. Like, we have locked out over 100 Pokemon already. So, we're just going to have to hope that it all works out. And it is time to put our first one on the team. So let me grab a couple of sprites here. We're just going to grab Mudkip and I always suck with the mid stage. It's Mudkip, something Swampert, Mudkip, Marshtomp. We're just going to grab all 3 of their sprites right now. And Swampert. Okay. And let's proudly display our first Pokemon. Look at him! Alright. Alright, so none of this counts until we have Pokeballs. Ah, my cursor... Cursor shows up... Ah, okay. Cursor needs to be hidden on secondary window. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Lux, hello. Is this encounter? No, we do not have Pokeballs yet. You yourself had previously complained about starting the tracking before not having Pokeballs, so we are going to not start the tracking until we have Pokeballs. Lux? Yeah, I was about to again. You know, you can also just not complain. Lux, I'm going to add you to the naming list if you're going to stick around. We will add you to the naming list before we cycle back around and start giving second chances. So, if you stick around, you are 3rd on the list for naming. If it's an insect, it's getting named Tenna. Right, and I need to check my in-game settings as well. So the 3rd mon I get to name, yes. However, this is a lockout marathon, and as a result, there is an absolute crapload of Pokemon that are already locked out. That's all fine. For saving, that's fine. Whew, boy, every time it has to load, it really lags for a sec. Okay. Typical rules, you're not going to sell me Pokeballs until I can get a Pokedex. I believe this is 103? Yes. God, I want more Pokemon games in this style. I really do. This stuff is so fun, and it's so delightful. As if May could beat me. I also do have the ability to trigger my my fast forwards, I probably won't be doing it much, though, because it basically looks like this. But then the audio has to catch up. So fast forward is available, but probably won't be used much. I'm pretty sure this thing actually has Leer, which is kind of rough. You getting wiped out. You have so little faith in me, noob. No fast forward because of epilepsy. Actually, it's really the audio issue that makes me really want to limit the fast forward on this playthrough. Oh, I want to clarify. This is important for everybody to understand. So I actually, assuming that we can keep this going, I do plan on playing the Delta episode, but I am not going to be doing Nuzlocke rules for the Delta episode. That is literally just something I'm doing for my own personal enjoyment and is not connected to the Lockout Marathon. Anything that's caught, anything that dies, none of that's going to apply when I do the Delta episode. That is outside of the Nuzlocke entirely. It's purely just because I've only gotten to see it once and I want to see it again. But that's assuming that this is viable at all. Let's actually take a look at Lux. Okay, Lux has got... Quiet nature. Okay. So, good special attack. That's actually pretty good to have. I'm happy with that. Is cosplay Pikachu allowed? Yes, I actually specifically checked, and Pikachus have never been used during this Lockout Marathon. So Pikachu is completely viable, and cosplay Pikachu is ultimately just a Pikachu. So not only is cosplay Pikachu allowed, but it is actually already noted on my tracker. Speaking of, I should make my note for Little Root Town, where we obtained a Mudkip. Since I run my tracker to make sure that I stay on top of it. Swampert is a physical attacker, though. Yes, but it's going to have, like, Surf, so it's fine. Let me put it this way. A quiet nature does not make it worse. Sometimes that's all you can hope for. The two cosplay Pikachus that you can get as a gift in Slateport, can you rename it? I think so. But the cosplay Pikachus actually have very different movesets when you get them. I believe they are based on if your character was a boy or girl? Okay, Aubrey, you are the next one in the hot seat. We have our Pokeballs. Nuzlocke rules are now engaged. It is time to see what happens. I cannot wait. Mom, stop talking to me! I have to go on an adventure where I'm going to watch my beloved pets die. You're ruining the vibes. Ugh. Oh my god, really? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Alright, first encounter, Route 101. It is a Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon is valid to capture. I fear I could kill it, though, so we're just going to go straight to balls. Or I'll see, of course. I know it can sound like sometimes I'll come down on you guys for your various areas of hyper-focus and interest. And yet, given my own, choices, like, half my crap is named after mythological figures anyway, so, you know. Alright, Zigzagoon is now displayed. Alright, and its name is Ralsei. Okay, Noob, you are actually next in line. Aubrey, you are moving to the bottom of the list. Okay. There we go. And let me just make a note. Sorry, it does take a little while to get started. Simply because I am trying to track everything. Because otherwise it can get really confusing later. And in these early stages, there's just a lot that has to be tracked very quickly. Quill, can I sacrifice my next naming thing to name the cosplay Pikachu Tenna? That's probably not happening today, so... if you really want to do that, you can give up your... I mean, you know what? No. We're almost certainly not going to get it today, so... Press the pad lightly to sneak. I literally cannot do that. I cannot do the sneakies. Alright, let's take a look at the Poke Earth and see what sort of stuff we could find on Route 103. Poochyena, Zigzagoon, and Wingull. Okay. That sounds pretty damn good. Let's give it a run. We have a 40% chance of a Zigzagoon, but we have a 60% chance of getting something new. Alright, Route 103 is... a Zigzagoon. Okay, Route 103 is a dead route. Moving on. Route 102. Hello, Wingull. Route 102 is a Zigzagoon. No Pokemon here either. Okay. No dupes. It is a lockout. Anything we encounter is locked out for the remainder of the entire marathon, both this game and future games. We're basically just going to focus on Mudkip for right now, since our first... Nuzlocks are no joke. Actually, I think what makes Nuzlocke so funny is that they are absolutely a joke. Even the modern Nuzlocke has already basically evolved its restrictions from the original concept. And people just keep adding more and more arbitrary rules to the entire idea. And now we have stuff like Kaizo Iron, which is just miserable. Hello. Don't worry, noob. We'll encounter a new Pokemon eventually. The odds are good. It's a joke. That's why you needed to do Soul Silver twice. Yeah. I failed, and I did it again. That's what happens when you add arbitrary restrictions onto things. They increasingly become difficult. But that doesn't mean I would ever think of it as being serious business. I would really, really like another Pokemon game in this kind of style. I just find it so satisfying. So it's not a joke, but not serious as well. Pretty much. I'm completely casual about it. I have no pride attached to my success or failure. I think more about the time investment if I fail than I do about any other negative emotion. But that doesn't mean that I don't give it my honest best effort. I hate the phrase, "it's just a game," because I know how much games, art in general, can mean to people. I know the impacts that it can have. And having experienced many of those myself, I understand that they are very real and very meaningful. Though I don't ever want to use the phrase, "it's just a game." But I think it is possible to respect the fact that things mean a lot to people, and that a lot of things can have very, deep importance to people, while also acknowledging that there's not really a rational reason to allow them to upset you, I think is a good way of saying it. I'm generally of the opinion that when something reaches a certain level of negativity in its impact on you, it no longer has value. And so at that point, what you should do is try to mitigate those negative feelings. Like I did when I was playing Silk Song, and about halfway through I said, "Nope, fuck it, I'm cheating," and then just cheated my way through the rest of it, and it was great. Or early on playing Tactics Ogre Reborn, where I quickly realized this game is utterly beyond the level of skill I have interest in developing. So I basically just made myself immortal and played through the whole game to appreciate the story. very satisfying. But I'm not like that with everything, you know? There's plenty of things I do play through, even under very challenging conditions, legitimately. I mean, I've literally got a 100% save file in Elden Ring, with every single weapon, armor, you know, spell, accessory, just literally all of it. So, it just depends from game to game where exactly you want to draw those lines, personally. I truly do not have any interest in what you're saying. We're not going to be using the detector mode. Hello, Beadfly. I want to know the laws of the Pokemon world. You get your starter at age 10. Ash got his starter at age 10. There are clearly people who have been training Pokemon from a younger age. And there's clearly people who don't start their Pokemon adventures until a later point. I think you just kind of have to look at anime canon from the very beginning as just the way that Ash was perceiving the world around him, and quite frankly, Ash is just an idiot. So, I don't think he quite picked up on everything. Hey, Dad, what's up? Everybody say hello to the only dad in Pokemon. Of course, he's still effectively abandoned his family, so it all works out. Hey, Wally, what's up? Do. You are small and meek, Wally. I will crush you, and I shall take your possessions for my own. And then I shall feast upon your flesh, as is the way of nature. That's probably the way of nature. Norman is more of a dad to Wally than to the player. Oh god, you're so right about that. You're absolutely right. Okay, you know what? Let's just get through this. There. See, now that's a good time to use the fast forward. Hey, Dad, I'd like to remind you that I am your son. Oh my god. Please, please, just let me go find things. What if Norma is cheating on our mom and has a second family with Wally's mother? I don't think it's quite that. I think we have to go by Too Many Types canon, where he's just a furry type trainer. So, you know, he's definitely got his issues. Okay, Noob, we are on Route 104. Route 104, please don't be a Zigzagoon. Okay, it is a Wurmple. Noob, you get to name a Wurmple. And... whoops. Mark this as Wurmple. Here we go. It should be able to survive a tackle just fine. That was much closer than I thought. Alright, that is a Wormpole. So that's either a Beautifly or a Dustox, and we do not know which until it evolves. So we got ourselves kind of a little bit of a loot box Pokemon. Hey, Wormpole. There you go. Alright, Noob, what is the name of our Wormpole? And we'll move you down to the bottom of the list. Concha. I like the name. If you can let me know how you think it is pronounced, I will do my best to keep up with that naming pronunciation. And Lux, if you are still here, you will get the next one, and then we loop back around to Mystic. Concha. Gotcha. Alright, say hello to Concha. Cool. You're still here. Perfect. Alright. So, first thing we need is Rustboro. And once we have access to the gym, once the gym leader is going to be our next Pokemon, we'll close this for a sec. We will edit in our rare candies, and we will start doing our leveling. But first, we have to head through the woods. Oh, but don't worry, there's Rich Boy Winston. Yes, he's here to teach us a lesson about how good of a trainer he is. You can't be a trainer like Winston if you don't have money, you see. Oh, so pathetic, those ugly plebeians playing their Pokemon games without money. Yes. You'll never defeat my weird dog thing. Yes, I have a full restore that I use on my level 8 Zigzagoon. Yes. Oh, you'll never defeat me when I can pay 3,000 Pokédollars for a full restore. Yes. That's how I win all of my battles. Go, doggy. Wiggle your butt at his weird fish thing. That's a fun voice. I should do that one more often. Why couldn't I win? Because you're a loser. It's not that complicated. Potion! Wow, we have 12 potions? Oh, hey! Oh, this is great. So, I'm not allowing held items. That's the restriction I added last game. But I do believe Ralsei here has Pickup. Never mind. It just happened to be holding one. Yep, Petalberg Woods is next. The most likely encounter in here, I believe, is another Wormpole, so it might just be a dead route. It is a Zigzagoon. Okay. Petalberg would... Whoops. There we go. Just mark that off as complete. Alright. Let's just keep going. We are solely focusing on Mudkip right now, just to be ready for Rustboro. The damn Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon are more common in this game than Rattata in Gen 1. It's actually insane. And especially because, like, all things aside, in Gen 1, and, you know, again in Fire Red and Leaf Green, Rattata's actually really dangerous. Like, holy crap, Hyper Fang is crazy. Oh no, it's a man in a striped shirt. How dare he? This violates the rules of fashion law. I'm gonna call Team Flare on you. Yes, I thought of joining Team Flare, but an entry fee of a mere $1 million. Ugh, how plebeian can you be? So gauche. Alright, Mud Slap. I can't think of Rattata without thinking of a guy who did the entire game with a missing no. Missing no was a bird-type Pokemon. Many people forget that. But the most common form of missing no you can get, yes, it was bird-type. Not flying, bird. A type with no advantages or disadvantages, hidden away in the code of Gen 1, not intended to be used. Okay, I'm actually really scared of this thing boosting. Thank God. Got it. That actually reminds me, I don't think I set it to the proper, battle style. Should make sure I fix that. Alright, there's the experience share. Nice. Eevee is my favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon is White Kyurem. There we go. Okay, set it to set. Glad I noticed that before we actually had, like, a situation. Alright. Moving on. Hello, Bug Catcher James. Admittedly, catching a Nincada would be absolutely huge, because it would mean a 2-for-1, since I would also be able to get a Shedinja out of it. And if you set up, like, if you use Shedinja against the right opponents, it's unkillable. So, God, it would be good to get a Nincada. This person can't possibly be evil. She's wearing a cute belly shirt. And obviously, if hot, not evil. That's just how science works. We are going to deforest Hoenn one berry at a time. What logic is that? Good logic. I only have the best logic. Hello. See, you have to understand. I am very smart. And since I'm very smart, I must therefore be right about everything. Because that's how science works. Oh god, I'm gonna be living in absolute fear of low-tad wine absorbs and giga drains. Crap. Yeah, admittedly having a quadruple weakness starter is going to be a bit rough in places. Shroomish. Ooh, I wouldn't mind having a Breloom either. Not to mention their effect spore is ridiculous. Okay, if you are so smart, ands my question. I'm afraid ands is not a verb. I cannot ands your question. You will have to define what you want me to do with a clearer verb. I mean, ensui. Ensui is also not a verb. Answer. That is a verb. Good job, Concha. Okay, answer this. Alright. Do I have... Yeah, we've got Cherry Berry, that's fine. Perfect. I defeated the caked-up giant course who has money eyes. So Cole's just gonna be narrating their playthrough of Binding of Isaac today, I guess. I don't mind, I'm literally just providing context in case anyone wonders what the hell they're saying. What id derivative of y equals 12x squared minus 3x? Id is not a proper article in order to determine what you're trying to indicate. Okay, so this is really bad. Okay, C-Dot's boosting. I did not realize the first double battle was against level 9 opponents. That's actually genuinely really, really dangerous. Okay. Lux kills with a tackle. What is the derivative of y equals 12x squared minus 3x? That's so easy. It's 17. No? No, I'm pretty sure that's right. You see, noob, I am very smart, and that means that I know the answers. So, following that logic, 17 must be the answer. Because I said it. That's how science works. Okay, C-Dot down. Perfect. That could have been a lot worse. It's 24x minus 3. No, I'm pretty sure it's 17. Alright. Wurmple's evolving. Okay. Are we getting a Silcoon? Or are we getting a Cascoon? This is the big one. This is where we don't know. Silcoon or Cascoon? Cascoon! Okay, we're in the line for Dustox. That is great. Okay, Cascoon. Just gonna grab that. And Dustox. That is actually really, really good. It has also learned how to become hard. Right, Wormpole. Wormpole. You are a Cascoon now. Perfect. There we go. Alright. Just hide that up there. Alright, first gym leader should not be a problem. Roxanne has 2 Pokemon, a level 12 Geodude and a level 14 Nosepass. They both know Tackle, they both know a move to boost their defense, and they both know Rock Tomb. So that is a laughably easy fight to survive. Let's see, what can we find? X defense, okay. Admittedly, Nosepass is gonna hit pretty damn hard with those Rock Tombs. And I really don't think we can one-shot it with a water gun. Hey May, what's up? This stuff was so incredibly impressive on the 3DS. It was so good. Hello. Yes, I would like 4 more Pokeballs, please. And honestly, we're okay with status heals from our berries. We're gonna be fine. Can I access any of the other routes at this point in time? We can access 115. I don't think, however, we're able to get any wild encounters on 115 yet. But we found some zinc. So that's pretty good. If we can find some copper as well, we can combine it with the zinc and start to build a weak makeshift battery. Alright, Route 116. Flux, you might finally get your name here on Route 116. Let's bring it up and take a look. Route 116 is 30% Zigzagoon. 30% Zigzagoon. Other options include Whismur at 30%, Nincada at 20%, Tailo at 15%, and Skitty at 5%. We're going to be out of this fight here in just a sec, and then it's all up to you. Feel free to take me off the list. I have to go now. Would you like to throw out a name before you go, just to use in general? Silcoon. Gilbert. Okay. The next Pokemon we catch is named Gilbert. There we go. Just in case we do run into a Zigzagoon. Gilbert is locked in as the next Pokemon name. Good job, Concha. Good job, Ralsei. We successfully beat up a small child. We are heroes. Alright, here's our encounter. It is a Tailo. Okay, so this is going to be Gilbert. That's pretty good to have. I fear killing you with anything I can do. We're just gonna have to chuck balls at it for a while. Okay, there. We got Tailo. Just speed up. Everybody say hello to Gilbert the girl. Okay. Make a few notes here. Route 116, where we got a Tailo. Grab the sprite for Tailo. Bring up the sprite for Tailo. There we go. And adjust the naming convention. Mystic. You are next on the list. If by chance my turn comes and I am not here, name them on Argus or Lunox. Alright, let me make a note of that. Aubrey, Argus, M, Lunox, F. Okay. It doesn't all fit, but I have it here. Alright. I think that is plenty of prep. Sorry, noob. Right. I'm just so used to weird suggestions coming from Aubrey. My apologies. Okay. It is on the list. Alright, let's head to the gym. I think the badges are a little cropped. A little more... Actually, I don't know why they're cropped at all. There we go, okay. The edges of the left and right sides of the badges there were cut off. I didn't know why, but I fixed it. And as for the question of am I blind, I am incredibly nearsighted. Thanks for bringing it up. I'm just going to quietly let that comment sit in the air for a second. Let's go, Lux. Right. This was the Gen... Sturdy started behaving differently in Gen 5. Okay. So anything with sturdy, I absolutely have to remember that anything with sturdy cannot be one-shot. So it's best to open with Mud Slap against the Geodude so they at least have a turn of reduced accuracy before I kill them. So you can't see things far from you. I can see fine with my glasses, but... yeah, basically... Okay, good job, Lux. Good job, Gilbert. The gem redesigns in Alpha and Omega are so damn good. Without glasses, I could read text. If it is within maybe... Let's see. Without the glasses... I can read text clearly maybe 7 inches in front of my face. Otherwise, it becomes too blurry to see. Well, to read text, at least. Obviously, it all depends what kind of details I'm trying to make out and how large an object and how far. Also, you're right. Good questions about the Pokemon. Let's review them a little bit. So Concha has reduced defense and increased special attack. Or is the blue the good one? Zigzagoon is neutral. Okay, the blue's the good one. So... we do have Guts on Gilbert. So that's pretty good. Alright, this shouldn't be a bad fight. Alright, here is our first gym leader, Roxanne. Our first move against each of her Pokemon is going to be Mud Slap, followed by Water Guns. Since Water Guns can't one-shot anyway, we're guaranteed to not drop them in less than 2 turns, so we might as well try and increase the odds of not being hit by their counterattack. Okay. That did hurt pretty bad. We got the speed reduction. I am honestly kind of scared of Nosepass's Rock Tombs. I think there's a possibility that a crit Rock Tomb could kill me from here. He's already faster than me. I have the potions to spare. I will feel safer if I see how much a Rock Tomb can hit for. Okay, he's hardening. Damn. Okay, that is some good defense he's got. I don't understand why he's using Tackle instead of Rock Tomb. It's a very odd choice. Okay, well, rip nose pass, I guess. We got him. Luck's leveled up. Roxanne has been defeated. And we have earned our first badge. Now, this is the generation where HMs can be infinitely reused. So we are going to be optimizing the crap out of our Pokemon. Screw Growl. Not bad at all. Okay. Oh no! A weird man running away. Well, that's probably nothing I need to worry about. One more level, and we level up our Mudkip, because everybody loves Mudkip. Right, this is important. Here's something I forgot to do. Put my phone on silent. Wish everybody a good morning so that they know that I still exist. Always good to let family know that you still exist. They seem to appreciate it. Okay, yes. Don't worry, I will go get your crap. Well, there's the Nincada. Why couldn't you show up earlier? I could have gotten 2 Pokemon out of you. You selfish little jerk. Do you have any idea how many things on this run I could completely trivialize by having access to a Shedinja? There are multiple Pokemon at the Elite Four that have no means of damaging a Shedinja. So, here is what I'm really worried about. The next gym leader is Brawly, with his Machop and his Makuhita. They are very strong. Brawly is one of, like, the big run-enders in Pokemon. I am nervous about him. Tunneler's Rest House? Alright, tunnel time! Mystic, if you are still there, you get to name a Whismur. Oh dear God, it's level 10. I'm getting my fish pounded by a Whismer. Perfect. Nice. Mudkip's an axolotl. Oh, I know what it is. I'm still gonna call it a fish. Whismer. And Whismer. And Whismer. Bubblegum. Okay. Bubble Gum. Okay. Bubblegum the Whismer has been captured. Let's adjust the names list. Cole, you are next up to name. Rah, I'm gonna get you. Okay. He's got a Poochyena. I should also mark this. Ruster Tunnel. And that's where we captured Whismer. Okay, perfect. I genuinely have no idea what you're talking about, Cole. I have no context. Other than it involves Binding of Isaac. Okay. Here is our first fully evolved Pokemon of the run. Concha the Dustox. Nice. And it wants to learn Gust. So the important thing to always remember for Concha is that it does not have the flying type. It is only bug poison. Sweet. Alright, we got the parts. We got a Wingull. Everyone knows that Wingulls like to walk on the ground. Which they obviously do with their utter lack of legs. And I believe the path is blocked. Yes. Hey, Whismer. Wingull has legs. Then it should try using them. You ain't got no legs, Wingull. Lux has hit level 16. And the time has come. Marsh Tom! Aw, isn't he adorable? So far, this is actually... this is actually holding together better than I had anticipated. Aside from the... laggy issues with the opening cutscenes, it's actually been quite stable. It didn't even have much of an issue inside of a double battle, which is where I was actually pretty concerned that it would start to stutter badly. So, barring anything crazy, I think we are very much good to just keep on playing Alpha Sapphire for the long haul. Okay. Hello. Let's just run back to town and keep going. These are going to provide utterly minimal experience. Trainer battles are better, though. I think Dustox is the answer to Brawly. I really do think Dustox is the answer to Brawly. Let's see. Leer, Karate Chop, Seismic Toss, and Bulk Up. Arm Thrust, Knockoff, Sand Attack, and Bulk Up. Neither of them have anything that's going to be super effective against Dustox. And it is early enough in the game that I think Dustox's Gust is going to be very effective. I could even set up Hardens. I don't want to set them up against... No, I really, really don't want to set up Hardens. I really don't. If Brawly starts bulk upping his Pokemon much, they are going to be completely beyond my ability to deal with. So we're just going to have to go for quick kills with Gust. We will be super effective, but we don't have Stab. It's not an ideal situation, but I think it's the best option we have. Oh my god, your stats are such garbage. Oh. My god, your stats are garbage. But you do have Shield Dust, you do have Gust, and you do Resist. So I think it's going to be okay. We actually might get to Slateport today. We might get that cosplay Pikachu. Also, keep in mind from this point forward, my maximum party size is 5, so if I catch a 6th Pokemon, I have to put it in the box. I thought maybe you'd give me a rod. That's fine. Magikarp, huh? Let's just go Gust. Literally nothing's going to happen here. There. Literally a battle I can't lose or even take damage in. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna call BS on that. She was clearly not facing my direction when she saw me, as indicated by the fact that her model actually turned to face me before walking toward me. Ooh, or are they proximity-based? They might actually be proximity-based, rather than direction-based. I can't remember if they had proximity-based trainer battles in Alpha and Omega. Alright. Come on, Concha. So, Makuhita is actually locked out for this marathon, since I encountered one in Soul Silver. So I am really hoping that when we go to the cave at Dewford, we are going to be able to capture an Aron. I should probably look up the information on that one. Yeah, in the Granite Cave. Okay, standard walking on the first floor is Zubat, Makuhita, Abra, and Geodude. I think Abra is the only one that isn't locked out. The next floor, Zubat, Aron, Abra, Makuhita. The next floor, Zubat, Aron, Abra, Mawile. No, in Sapphire, it's Aron, Abra, or Sableye. And... okay, yeah, so second floor is the one we're going to get to try for Aron, Abra, or Sableye. Aron is only after getting your bike. I trust your experience in that matter, because I have no memory of that. Although, no, I suppose there might be, yeah, one of the bike ramps, or one of the bike hills there. Okay. So, we're gonna need Repellent. Oh god, Whismur has one of those more janky gifts where sometimes it sort of ghosts its own image. Oh god, I completely forgot about the rare candy thing. I completely forgot it. Oh no. Alright, please remind me to do the rare candy thing after Brawly. Or right before Brawly. Hello. Could've sworn he's supposed to be here. I guess I needed to talk to him back in Rustboro. Okay, back to Rustboro we go. Wrong way. I have eaten lunch. Welcome back. I am heading back to Rustboro because apparently I forgot to talk to a dude. I will add you to the naming list again. Okay. I don't know if we will get to you, but we're gonna see. At the very least, I want to make sure I knock out 2 badges today. Oh, right, the Devon goods. That's what I didn't do. He's so pleased that the small child brought him something back that he gave me his ball. Hi. Yeah, cool. Yeah, good old BuzzNav. A feature I do not know anyone to have ever used. There we go. I did a cool spin around sit down technique. Oh, May. Hey, May, what's up? Yes, now you go to Mr. Briny. I failed my run. Sorry to hear that. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. I still need to record more episodes of Too Many Types today as well. Wouldn't hurt to record a little bit more Nekopara as well. I think I'm probably 2 episodes away from finishing my recordings of Nekopara. For Too Many Types 2, who the hell knows? I'm genuinely surprised that... God damn it, stop starting it on the default of Nevermind. I'm genuinely surprised that Nekopara has not gotten age restricted. Because some of that stuff is, like, about as explicit as you could be before you would have to age restrict the video. I'm sure if I had a bigger channel, like, you know, with more audience, I'm fairly confident it would probably get hit with age restrictions on those videos, but I mean, I could be wrong. I did get Honey Pop up here without any age restrictions, although I did cut around any of the explicit visual content, but not the audio or text. I mean, I guess we just gotta do it. This is gonna be rough. This is going to be rough. Hello, Concha. I don't think you have anything that's psych. I don't think you'd have, like, confusion yet. Oh, that is garbage. No, screw that. Okay, Lux, it's just gonna have to be up to you. Does Dustox still learn Confusion in Gen 6? That is a good question. Let's take a look. Dustox... yes, at level 12. It learns Confusion at level 12. The next big ones... It learns Poison Powder at 15, which is not that exciting, but it does learn Venoshock at 20, Psybeam at 22, Silver Wind at 25. It learns Toxic natively, Bug Buzz, and assuming it's still around by then, at level 40, it does get Quiver Dance. And you can do crazy shit with Quiver Dance. I think for today we will get through this gym, get to Slateport, get the cosplay Pikachu, and then call it a day. Aubrey, if you're still here, since it looks like we are going to be getting to Slateport and the cosplay Pikachu, if you want, you can give up your next name to get a name guaranteed for that Pikachu. Hello, Hideki. I'm really concerned as to why this gym, which is like an actual gym, has like locker and changing rooms, which are apparently completely unlit unless someone outside of them is standing on a button. And also does not appear to have any kind of like door or even a curtain to stop people from looking in. So, as near as I can tell, these locker rooms have been designed exclusively so that people outside of the locker rooms can watch people inside of them changing if they wish. Like, just... look at that. Look at that. No curtain, no door. There's a pair of pants. This is clearly an area where people change. It has been designed exclusively so that the only way anyone can see inside of them is to have someone on the outside watching you. What the fuck, Brawly? All the fighting type gym leaders are kind of freaks. This is Dewford Hall. Yeah, let's actually have a fight. Backtactor Grainy? Backpacker something or other. I think if we are able to find a Spinda in the course of this playthrough, there's also an in-game trade we could do to trade a Spinda for a Skitty. Steven is only accessible after Brawling. Yeah. But I can still go to the cave. Okay, Dust Docks. But we'll probably waste the encounter. We're not going to waste the encounter. Headbutt, that's good. I get so scared thinking you're gonna fight a Slacking. Thank God, no. See, we're fine. All the Pokemon here are lower level. Okay, yeah, so it is only the top level right now. You were right. So, Granite Cave is definitely being saved for a later encounter. But we did find some random protein sitting on a sandy beach. That's probably where you want to get your protein from. You know, you just go around the beach, find a bottle of protein, think, man, this is probably the safest protein I could get. High quality. Alright. Well, let's head back into the gym that is apparently designed exclusively for voyeurs. Kind of a weird thing to do with your gym, but whatever. Okay. Some of these trainers are genuinely terrifying at this point. I just want to make it clear, like, there is genuinely a real chance that the run dies in this gym. Brawly is tough. Brawly is really tough. Candy up after this? Is this the last gym trainer? At least having Mudkip is just, like, stupidly overpowered for, like, a good number of gyms in this game. Gilbert can learn Wing Attack. That actually helps a lot, too. Although not as much, since it is physical and you are part normal. Let's see, yeah. So it goes like that, like that, like that. Okay, so there's Brawly. So one more rest in the Pokemon Center. Then we're going to close. I'm going to add in the rare candies. And we're going to bring the whole team up to level 16. Brawly's Ace Makuhita is level 16, so that is the cap everyone else gets candied up to. Okay. Time for Nino to save. There we go. And stop the emulation. Pokemon Hex Editor. And you're probably being saved here. Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Where is the save file? Pretty sure this is supposed to be able to work even with these ROMs. It's saying the file is too large. Which makes sense because that is the full game rather than just a save file. Let's see. Yeah, there's gotta be some way to access this. Let me Google it real quick. Editor. Save data. Holy crap. Okay. All right. All right. So I can find it. Hold on. I'm going to turn on my monitor display just so I can show this real quick. There we go. Okay. And nope, that needs to be second monitor. Okay, that needs to be turned off as well. Okay. We're going to move over the Hex Editor, and we are going to open. So, it is apparently located in app data, roaming, Azahar, SDMC, Nintendo 3DS, title. Inside of that, the game ID is split into two halves. The outer folder has the first half. Every game that starts with that will be inside of it. For Alpha Sapphire, it is this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one. Holy freaking hell! That's so absurd. That's such an absurd file location convention. Oh my god, that's nuts. Okay. Well, anyway, save items. Yes, we have rare candies. And we just so happen to have 999 of them. And then we export that save to that same location. Now that is a folder address. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So now we turn these back on, turn off the monitor display, and we hope that it hasn't broken anything. The save must be valid because it's not opening with the default game selection. We have our save. And we have our 999 rare candies. Alright, everyone up to level 16. Do you want to learn poison powder? I actually do want you to know how to do this. Okay. And your stats are still pretty garbage. Baby doll eyes. That genuinely might be kind of a clutch option if things go very badly. We don't need Odor Sleuth. There we go. Gilbert needs 3 levels. Good job, Gilbert. And then Bubblegum needs 3 levels. Screech. Yeah, let's get rid of Howl. Okay. Alright, the whole team is ready. So how do I want to approach this? I think Concha Confusion is my best super effective option against Brawly and his Voyeur Gym. Alright. It's time. Alright. Gym 2. This is the rough one. This is the one I'm actually scared of. I have multiple potential answers. It all depends on how we approach it. I'm guessing his start with bulk up, and then against me probably switch to seismic toss. Okay. I successfully predicted his first move. I'm faster. Does he go for healing item? He does not. Okay. Makuhita's got a lot more HP. I'm guessing Makuhita is going to be either a 3 or 4 hit kill. And in either case, he'll probably get to use a healing item. Now, against Makuhita, it has Arm Thrust, Knockoff, Sand Attack, and Bulk Up. So if he starts stacking things... I might get in trouble. The problem is, I could poison him, but I don't know if he'll have thick fat or guts. And if he has guts, poisoning him is a quick way to immediately die. So we're gonna go with Confusion. No, Confusion kills him too. He opens with a Sand Attack. I'm pretty sure we kill with 1 Confusion. Well, now our accuracy is even worse. Okay. No, I don't want Bide. Alright, there we go. Brawly has been defeated. And we have earned badge number 2, the Knuckle Badge. Also bulk up, that's pretty good. And now we can go to Granite Cave. Seriously, this gym is fucked up. Whew. Lux, you're gonna take point again. If we can always have one Pokemon that's kind of over-leveled versus the rest, that's gonna be fine. That's gonna be very helpful. Since I have so little experience with Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby from only one playthrough more than 10 years ago, more than 15 years ago even, no, it couldn't have been 15. Definitely at least 10, though. Oh, goddamn, I didn't use the repel. Well, Granite Cave's off the list. At least that simplifies things. Whoops. That's fine. We'll be alright. I mean, we basically plowed through the Elite Four and the Champion last game with a water ground type. And now we have arguably access to an even better water ground type. So yeah, we're gonna be fine. Hey Steven, what's up? Don't you look fancy? Hello. Yeah, mostly I just want to get through your dialogue so we can head to Slateport. Steel Wing, that's pretty good. So you ask me if I feel anything when I look at the wall, but you give me no prompt to tell you if I think anything. Well, aren't you just kind of a jerk? Hey Zubat, what's up? Alright, moving on. Let's head to Slateport and get a Pikachu. I believe we get the Pikachu after we do our first contest in Slateport. I still can't believe that when it came to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, that they created them so almost obscenely one-to-one to the originals, and yet went out of their way to create a completely new, vastly worse Pokemon contest system. Like, it's actually insane that they did that. Although, I do admit that it was incredibly funny to me that people were asking for Diamond and Pearl remakes, Diamond and Pearl remakes, Diamond and Pearl remakes. Those exact words for years. And then were upset that the remakes they got weren't platinum. It's like, yeah. Bit of a monkey's paw, huh? Everyone always falls victim to the hubris of their wish. Ooh, it's been so long since I heard the Slateport music. Oh, it's so positive. Hello, I'm here for a Pokemon contest. Pokemon contest. Hello. Ah, screw you, lady. Dang it, the guild receptionists in video games are supposed to be, like, cool and hot. You weren't cool and hot. You just told me I wasn't cool enough to be for their stupid contest. I don't even want to be in your dump contest, stupid lady. Also, I think the museum, maybe? Yeah, hi. I think I might just be in the market. Hello, market. I'm gonna have to go now. That's fine. Nothing else major is going to happen today, aside from probably getting the cosplay Pikachu, so that's fine. I'll maybe be here next stream. You will always be welcome. Hello. Hello. I mean, I could check the route north of here, just so that, Cole can have a chance at something. Ah, hello. Hi, sir. Yes, I will go give parts at the museum. After I check out this route up here. Say hello to Route 110. Alright, Cole, this might be you. It is a Plusle. I think we found either a Plusle or Minum last time. Which one did we find? We found a Minum. Okay. So, Cole, you get to name a Plusle. Concha really can't hurt a Plusle. I don't think Confusion kills. Name it Pulse. Got it. Talk about useless Pokemon. Plusle is not going to contribute anything. I don't mean Plus, I do mean Pulse. Don't worry, I read it correct. I get what you mean. Alright, let's start throwing Pokeballs. Alright. Let the sound catch up. There we go. Everybody say hello to Pulse. Alright. But our maximum party size is 5. So Pulse has to go into a box. Alright, Pulse, it was a pleasure meeting you. Go into the box and probably stay there forever. I genuinely cannot think of any situation where I'm going to think to myself, boy, I sure wish I had a Plusle. But I could be wrong. Alright, museum. Nope, that's the dock. We want the museum. Hello. Yeah, I'll definitely pay $50 for local, you know, nature and science stuff. Let's see. Hello. Oh no! It's Team Aqua! You really want to do this, bro? You really want to get into this fight? I really don't think you want any of this. Hello, Carvana. Tell me, have you heard of a move called Mudshot? Well, in the future, you'll know to look out for Mudshot. That was easy. Oh, next names. We need to adjust that as well. There we go. Aubrey. Aubrey, if you are still there, I believe you get to name the cosplay Pikachu, and in order. Once we have that done, we will call it good for the day. I've actually gone through this a fair bit faster than I had expected. Nice. Oh, you have a Carvana too. Allow me to introduce it to Mudshot. Yeah, you can try to boost your power all you want. It's not gonna do anything. I was actually worried that this setup for Alpha Sapphire wouldn't quite work right. I spent a good 2 hours making sure I had all the assets in the right place, just getting everything set. I was really worried that something would break. And it hasn't, and I'm really happy about that. Hey bro, what's up? Hi Archie.
The sea is incredibly important. The sea is the source of all life. That is why I will make sure that I destroy the ability for people to walk.
Wait, Team Aqua and Team Magma are so... Like, I love them, but truly they have the most insane and ludicrous plan. Like, it's amazing how much sense it doesn't make. Hello. You feeling better, bro? God, I love this style of Pokemon game. It's so good. Gen 5 is my favorite, but this is up there too. This is such a good thing. Okay, I can't recall. Okay, not there. That's the name raider. Can't quite remember how to get access to the Pokemon contests. TMs, though, are insanely valuable to get in this run, since they are infinitely usable. Nope. I assume it is just some NPC that I need to talk to. In order to access the contests. No, I do not have a furfuru. No, I'm not doing the interview. We do have a Soothe Bell, which I can't use because I don't do held items. And... hello. Maybe I need to talk to someone here at the market. Oh, crap. No, TM shop. Hoenn Claws, Thunderwave, Strugglebug, and Confide. Oh, those are really, really good moves. Okay, we are definitely going to want to get all of those. Energy Guru. The Incense Merchant. The Megastone for Alakazam, because why the hell not? That's the secret power. I think I have a rival fight up here. Do I get to access it after the rival fight? Does she give me something? That is definitely a possibility. Let's see. In the game, you'll encounter the contest idol of the Hoenn region, Lisa. She'll give you tips. I might have to actually go further in the game to unlock that. I might have to go all the way up to, like, Fall Arbor. But let me just make sure of that before I call it for today. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think all I have to do is try to leave town. Yep, okay. Cool. Is Poke on me around? I cannot even remember what Poke-Me was. Well, at least you're wearing shorts underneath your... You know, I don't even know if I can call that a skirt or a dress, since normally those would be an article of clothing made to, like, you know, cover the body. That is clearly not intended to cover any of your body. Contest pass, Pokeblock kit. Yes, you want to name it Tenna. Okay. I mean, I can't say it's inappropriate because she's clearly wearing, like, pants. Like, she's explicitly not showing off anything with that skirt. So, it's just an interesting fashion choice. Alright, let's get through our first contest. I don't have to win, do I? After you enter your first contest. Okay. Perfect. Excuse me. Oh my god, girl, calm down. By the way, cosplay Pikachu is the reason why most people have the Mandela effect that Pikachu has black on the tail. That definitely could be the case. Ooh, look at me. Don't I? Actually, that looks really bad. That really doesn't scream fashion to me. Alright, let's do this. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, I would like to enter. We're going to send in Lux, of course. Lux is obviously very cool, so he will be in the coolness contest. Yeah, let's speed this up a bit. Thank you. Okay. Since we are opening, we are going to ruin the audience's expectations of other opponents. Oh no, whoops. I was going last. It's been a long time since I've looked at this interface, so I did not quite pick that up. So that's basically gonna do nothing. That's okay. Okay, so we're going third. We're going to Mud Slap in order to bring down the appeal of Makuhita and Poochyena. I remember getting Master on the cute category in my playthrough. So I actually used a Mew, and I had a Mew that mastered every category, which was not difficult since I could literally just give it whatever abilities I needed it to have. We're just gonna work our way through this. Like, I'm obviously not going to, like, win. Cool. Alright, someone's waiting for me in the green room. It's TV time. I cannot share your excitement since I have not played Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4. Okay. So now we can get this. Where do we actually go to get this Pokemon? Check our gift Pokemon list. Oh, I literally just have to leave. Cool. We have received a Pikachu. And we can name it. And its name is Tenna. There we go. We have acquired a Pikachu. This means that there is just one last important thing to do for today. Okay, let's go Pokemon Showdown Gen 6 sprites. We're going to need the Gen 6s and the Pikachu cosplay. Okay. Well, finding a sprite for it is going to be tougher than I anticipated, but I can make it work. That is fine. Okay. But, of course, that is also the 6th Pokemon on the team. Is the Pokemon... I don't even remember what Pokemon Me is, so I cannot say if it is restricted or not. We are going to put Bubblegum in the box. So we are going to use the Pikachu. Give me just a minute. I am going to make this work. So Pikachu. Okay, grab a Pikachu sprite. And now I need cosplay Pikachu. Because our Pikachu is this one. Okay. That's not going to work. Just bear with me for a second. I'm going to have up a cosplay Pikachu sprite. Okay, Whismer. You are going to be a Pikachu. Yellow, pink, cyan button at the bottom of the screen. Are those not allowed? Like, literally, I can't even hit them. Like, I cannot interact with the touchscreen in any reasonable way. Like, it completely misreads any attempt to click on it. So anything that forces me to use the touchscreen inputs is not going to be viable. Anyway, we have to make sure that this is a cosplay Pikachu. So I do have a way of doing that. There. It is cosplay Pikachu. We fixed it. I think we need to reposition it a little bit. There we go. See? Cosplay Pikachu. We got it all sorted. All is right with the world. And with that, I think we are going to stop for today. We got our first 2 badges. We proved that while Alpha Sapphire can be a teensy bit unstable in a few places at a few times, it is stable enough to actually go through and do a Nuzlocke. We captured a total of 7 Pokemon today. In fact, I need to make a note for cosplay Pikachu in my acquired Pokemon list. There we go. And we didn't have any casualties today, so I think this was a really, really good success. I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of this and seeing what more I can achieve. Thank you all so much for being here today. I know it's always a little scuffed when we start a new one, since I just have so many different assets I'm moving around in OBS to make it all work, but I'm really glad that you all stuck with it, and I'm glad I could provide you some entertainment this morning. So, RPG Maker stream tomorrow, as usual. The daily series on the channel right now are Nekopara and Pokemon Too Many Types 2. Following Pokemon Too Many Types, I'm not actually sure what I'll be playing next, but I'll figure something out. Streams of Banjo-Tooie are going to start next week. we're going to do our first one on Thursday. Thursday will be our first stream for Banjo-Tooie 100%. And be here again next week, Saturday, like usual, for the next episode of the Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Nuzlocke out. Sunday next week again for even more RPG Maker. And if you want, you can always join the Discord. There is a link down in the description. I think that's all of it. So it is time for me to make the sound to end the stream, and I will see you all on the next one. Wow, 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 wow.